Welcome back. It's time for us to head on over to the canyon, and we're going to take the truck to do it. Drive to the canyon? Well, yes. We've got a message to deliver. Something's going to happen during the night, right? Will this area do the trick?
Yes, it should be perfect.
Should be. What if it's not? Oh. What's that? Oh, we found it again, did we?
Parabolic shards expanded, initiating satellite communications.
Satellite? What is this you speak of? I mean, it's not that high up. Yes, Aaron. Again, some of our research was supposedly used in making it too. What is it, Theo? That wasn't what I thought it was it? A low altitude thank you. Communications satellite flying 900 Selge off the ground under the Sea of Stars. Sea of Stars? It's very interesting, like, the fact it's only 900 Selge. Because obviously, we know there's a firmament, we know there's a barrier that you can cross. That's something we definitely learned in Cold Steel 4. But that would therefore get in the way of launching any, major satellites into orbit of any potential globe that could be there. So it's like, how does that work? So my question is like, okay, you've got a low altitude satellite. So it's not going above the firmament. So firmament aspect resolved, that's okay. But it's like, is this thing orbiting? Because if it's orbiting, then it is a globe. If it's just going backwards and forwards, that's a different scenario. But it's also the fact you called it the Sea of Stars, not space, not anything else. The Sea of Stars. It's interesting because it's like, there's something there, isn't there? One of the many cutting-edge orbits. You guys are operating in secret, huh?
Indeed. Vern aided in its development, and the president of Calvert has given its use his tacit approval. As long as we continue reporting data on its usage, admittedly.
Sounds like him, alright. So this is how you report to HQ about the risk of anyone listening in?
That's correct. I don't believe communicating using Basel's orbital network to be safe at this point in time. As a Code E matter, the main AI in our headquarters will begin analysis and threat level determination as soon as it has received the proper data.
Like, are they just saying satellite when it's a drone? Like maybe it's something that's waiting around and then flies off? Must make things easy just having a computer do everything for you.
Something about that just doesn't sit right with me.
Oh, that's the area we're in at the moment with our world. There's two sides to every coin, as the saying goes. Marduk ain't the only one whose tech level is off the charts. Hell, it's not even tech. Goes for martial arts, magic and the like too. The Genesis and Almata aren't much different. But whether something's above board or not, it all comes down to how you choose to grapple with it. We should try and keep that in mind.
Sure. Loud and clear, Professor Arkwright.
Professor Arkwright, I like the sound of that.
I was forced to grapple with that damn tyrant. I know what I'm doing on that front.
That's fair. That's fair from Aaron. I'm glad we brought Aaron along for this. Because that's a nice insight into his character, where it's like, I get it. I had to go through a trial myself. Huh. Yeah, I suppose you do. You don't mind me telling the other two all that's happened here, by the way?
By all means.
I want more information. I want more details. This is the bit that really intrigues me for the overarching story. What's going on with the firmament? What's going on with the planet? What's going on with the sky? These are the aspects where it's like, it's important.
Whether it's permitted under our company rules is a gray area. But that is the Arkwright Solutions way, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Look at that. Seems I can't stop rubbing off on people.
So I've noticed.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
I'm sorry for bothering you so late. I thought you would be in for the night by now.
Oh, it's you. Wait. He may have seen the satellite from the observatory, yes. I was just calling to ask for your help with something. So over at the Institute, not too long ago, we... Flashback, question mark? Got it. We're meeting at the main gate, right? We'll be there in 20. We should grab small fry on the way there. What about Anya's?
The preparations are coming along nicely. This is going to be fun. Much as I wish we didn't have to leave most of the execution to that filthy worm.
He is an overseer much like myself. I am sure he will play his role perfectly. Just take care not to let the window of opportunity pass you by.
Who do you think you're talking to, puppeteer? As if I would fail.
This battlefield will soon be an essential part of the preparations for our endgame. I will be looking forward to seeing what you can do as well, Golden One.
Just what exactly is their endgame, though?
I shall do whatever my contract asks of me. Farewell for now.
Maybe we will get to do the rounds at night.
There you are. I'm glad you all came.
Yep. Hey there. Wait a sec, haven't we met this chick? That's right, earlier today.
Oh, I remember you too.
In the mountains.
I wasn't aware that you had already met. This is Associate Professor Esmeré, another one of Professor Hamilton's students.
That's me! My full name is Esmeré Archette. What a surprise! So you are the problem solvers I've heard so much about. And one of you is just too adorable!
Oh my, alright.
Please, Essie, this isn't the time for that.
Essie.
I did tell her to go home, but she insisted on staying to help us.
Why must you be so cold, Katra? I could never abandon my little brother in his moment of need.
Little brother? We're just students under the same professor.
What do you mean, just? Here's what you get for being so mean. Come here.
Stop that, please!
Oh my. Man, think we could swap bodies for a sec, kiddo? Aaron. Well, the more people familiar with this place that we have to show us around, the better. The bigger our group, the higher our chances of finding this intruder we're here for. That's true. I didn't see them directly, just to be clear. But Theo's sensors detected an unregistered individual entering the building. So they didn't use that stupid card to get in there. It's also worth considering that the security system used here is too advanced for just anyone to be able to slip through it. I would consider that this could be Theo's sensors malfunctioning, but as it is a drone based on Ziva technology, I very much doubt it. The reading is correct, I am sure. Well, let's see what we can do. We might find ourselves stumbling on clues we couldn't find earlier today, if we're lucky. We're taking you two with us. But just be careful, okay? We'll be fine. We have Theo and Zeros with us, after all. Let's get to work! Rough. Engaging search mode. Wouldn't kill us to be more tense here. I have so many questions about the satellite. Oh. You know what they say, divide and conquer? It's just, again, that's not what that phrase means. The Institute is so moody at this time of night. Oh, feeling scared? Of course not. A Kruger warrior would never be afraid of something like ghosts. I'm not remembering all the ghost stories I heard at school or anything. That would be silly. Alright. Detecting ghost. A small quantity of residual shards detected. Shards? Here. So someone used their Zephyr here? Let's have a quick look around, just in case.
That dining hall's a bit suspect, but first things first. Not this way. Whoops.
I'm assuming I just interrupted it. We got a blue event down there. A dot out there and I can't go any other way at this point, so let's go for this blue event.
Additional residual shards detected.
These readings are a little denser than before.
Does that mean we're not alone?
Guess I wasn't imagining things.
No, you weren't. We saw the ghosts too. The cafeteria is empty, huh? Ew, I can't sense anyone here either. By the way, was that green-haired girl the only one left in the building when we got here apart from our intruder? Not quite. Professor Cronkite already returned home for the day, so he won't be here. But there are also several security guards along with Professor Callahan and his assistants. I tried calling out to them from the other side of the door, but they were too focused on their work to notice. No surprise there, I guess. Well, let's just put them out of our minds for the time being. Professor Hamilton's students sure are an eclectic bunch, huh? You included. I don't want to hear that from you. Still, I think that just goes to show how open-minded she is. She doesn't care about race, upbringing, or anything other than finding the good in everyone, then working to better bring it out. Everyone knows her as the mother of the Orbital Revolution, but even to this day, she's striving to develop technology to help those in need. On top of that, she's kind, considerate. I've never met anyone like her. She sounds amazing. She was the one responsible for reviving and expanding Tharbad's Oasis too, wasn't she? I can really tell just how much you respect her. I could never not respect her. Ghost! This feels like... It does feel like, definitely. Woof! So the house we visited earlier today is where Mr. Silesian and Professor Hamilton live, then? That's right. The professor took him in 9 years ago, and he's been living with her since. What happened before then? The two of them, along with me and Professor Cronkite, are like a family now. So that's why people call him her favorite. If she left the country 2.5 years ago, however... That's right, he puts on a brave face, but he misses her so much. She's off trying to solve the problems in the East, so there's no telling when she's going to be back. The story about closing down the observatory seemed to come about because of me and Professor Cronkite too. But he never confided in us. Instead, he tried to fix the problem all on his own. And Professor Cronkite's really busy at the moment, so he can't be around very much. I just wish I could pick up the slack and support Katra like a real big sister would. Kiddo's got a pattern, huh? He was trying to sort out that problem down in the mine alone too. But he's at the kind of age when kids want to act older than they are. Better to just leave him be, if you ask me. Perhaps you're right. But being there for one another is what families do. I'm a little envious, to be honest. Oh? Ruff! Did you find something, Zeros? Ruff! Guess we'd better give it a look. We sure didn't find anything downstairs though, so I'm not getting my hopes up. I agree, let's see if we can find anything. Right, oh no. Any of a blue event? Like, no, but we will see about potentially checking around that corner.
This Robo Mud acts like a real-ass dog.
You.
Doesn't it? I spent many nights coding the design so it'd perfectly replicate a wolf's mannerisms.
Leave it to the bioengineering department's rising star to go above and beyond.
You really need to get a life.
Damn, Aaron. That was thinking it was time to close for the evening. What's got it into me? Ah well, the time will come eventually. Our closing routine is more complicated than you might think. We have to be real careful with the more important books in our archives. There's the security system, there's the underground storage, it's a lot to do. If you wouldn't mind steering clear, I'd appreciate it. Well, at least we spoke to you. What about that dot we see outside?
Oops, guess that's wrong.
Ruff! You're going the wrong way, idiot, is what the dog said. See? Nothing here. Oh, that's strange. The door is ajar. Did it just open itself? No, that doesn't... Where are you going, Zeros? Ghosts everywhere. What is it, Zeros? There. Wait, was that? That's right, it was a ghost. Whoever they are, they ain't just using stealth shards. They appear to be combining them with something else. Fio, we're going after them. Understood. We're going to. Wait for me! Well, heat signature detected. Zeros! Fetch! Yes.
Wait! I surrender! I surrender!
A woman? She looks kind of familiar. Yeah, if you've played previous games. And there was me thinking it'd be that kinky cat or someone from the mafia. Who's that? She must not be a member of the faculty then. Man. Didn't cross my mind it might be you, but I wouldn't have put mirror on it. This here is one of Kincaid's subordinates. I don't think I've ever caught your name. Oh. So, it's the desk jockey's gopher, huh?
You watch what you're calling me.
Is this an acquaintance of yours?
I was hoping not to make contact with you while I was here. But I see I underestimated just how friendly you would get with the faculty here in less than 24 hours. I did hear you had a way of conning everyone you meet into liking you, Arkwright, but you work fast.
It doesn't con everyone. Some he does, but not everyone. I ain't conning anyone. I'm just that likable. Also, if you're gonna try to burn someone, maybe try doing it when you're not pinned under a dog.
You think I'm enjoying this? Just get it off me!
Oh dear. So what are you doing snooping about, though? I mean, you're a spy, yeah, but you know. I can't eat another bite of Engadin. Looks like you guys did the rounds. No, we did the rounds. We sure did, though we may have overdid it a tad for it being our first day. But now I have a better idea of just what is happening in the city. Oh, you did do the rounds. You did? Oh dear. If Ren knows, that's a problem.
My name's Kayla McMillan. That's my real name, for what it's worth. I'm a second lieutenant in the CID, and I'd prefer it if that and all we discuss are kept off the record.
I thought you were here on a job from Alsame. So the CID is also involved then? Yeah, and we knew the CEO might try to hide stuff from him, so we kept one of our clients a secret. We just didn't expect one of their guys to use a mix of Zephyr and Ramda stealth to sneak in here. I apologize for the trouble I ended up causing. My intention was to investigate, so we had a backup in the event you didn't succeed and never expected to be found. Clearly, I shouldn't have underestimated the Institute of Science technological prowess. Theo is cool? Of course, very cool. Indeed. I don't get it. Why sneak in here at all? You couldn't just let us do our thing? Yeah, it's like... why? Like, again, yeah, you're a spy, that's what you do, but it's like, is that the only reason? It's just, you were bored or something? I assume she concluded that the current situation was too serious not to do anything. Fair enough. That about the long and short of it? The current state of the Orbital network and distribution network is definitely a problem. I had them go down on me the other day, too. What? We managed to get things running again, but it was still a big hassle. But just why is this happening at all? We have theories. There's only one possibility that I can propose. And that would be unusually insensitive parallel distributed computing. I'm no expert in the field, but that's all that comes to mind for me, too. Then we're of the same mind. I'm totally lost. A lot of computational power which is using up a lot of computing power and orbital power. That's what I'm getting from it. Yeah, the hell are you guys talking about? Orbital computers have been getting bigger and faster over the past few years. And the bigger they get, the more orbital energy they consume. In short, yes, the larger and more complex the tasks you require of them, the more power they will consume. Orbits regenerate orbital energy over time and don't generally need an external power source. That changes, however, when the amount of energy consumed vastly exceeds the orbit's ability to generate it. Yet, if the orbital distribution network that serves as the external source is also heavily taxed, that leads to a temporary decrease in the amount of energy available and a spike in the amount of orbital network traffic. That theory alone would be enough to explain the issues you're here to investigate. Oh, we're done! Time to leave! Does parallel distributed computing really consume that much orbital energy? It's when you borrow the processing power of multiple computers through the net to do greater calculations, right? I'm impressed you know about such cutting-edge tech. Now, connecting a few terminals isn't going to consume much energy at all. But what do you think would happen if one were to connect all the terminals in the city? Don't you think hacking is behind this? The flow of the orbital distribution network looks to me like it's being manipulated. If you intentionally adjust its flow on an erratic schedule, you can make it seem like issues are occurring at random. You might even call doing just that my speciality, though I find this here to be a distastefully crafty way of going about it. What about the lamps in the mine, though? Still, while it's possible on paper, I can't imagine parallel distributed computing taking place on such a vast scale. As for controlling the orbital distribution network itself, that's simply unimaginable with current technology. We still don't know all there is about orbital energy and how it works, which is so strange. Oh, but wait. Yeah, a situation mirroring that unimaginable scenario happened not all that long ago. It was around the most recent occupation of Crossbell. Most recent. There were miracles and calamities born from large-scale distributed processing that should have been impossible with our current tech. So impossible that I never thought the same could happen here in the Republic, even if this is on a smaller scale. Indeed, we analyzed the situation ourselves at Marduk and reached the same conclusion about what happened. Reset. The only thing I can think of is they're trying to create an AI, like something maybe similar to Mare. That's all I'm thinking right now, theory-wise. Like, it has to be something small scale. And that confirms it then. She finally clues us in. I've heard some about what went down in Crossbell, but if this is the same as that, well, that spells trouble for us. Right, and this isn't the first time we've run into something connected to that whole incident either. Yep. Don't know if they're deliberately setting out to replicate Crossbell's deal, but there's one thing we need to get cleared up right off the bat. We've got to assume someone's out there trying to do research they shouldn't, that can only be done with parallel distributed computing. So the question becomes, who is it? What's the point in asking a question with only one clear answer? Professor Callahan. Just what does he think he's doing? No, I think that's too simple. He's changed a ton over the past few years, but I didn't think he was up to something of this magnitude. This number belongs to Hamilton? Question mark?
Is that you, Salesian?
Professor Callahan? What's wrong, sir? Oh, okay.
I'm so sorry. I screwed up. Please, stop this. They want my...
Professor Callahan. So that's why he was so stressed. It's going to be a case of he was being pressured. What just happened? He's in the special research building, right? We must hurry. What? Damn. Whoa. Professor, where are you, Professor? Start to decode. It's the name of the game, everyone. Yeah. The next day. Change in music. What's going on in there? We demand answers. Just what is going on here? Professor Callahan has gone missing, and you're here with some evidence that he's been abusing his power? Even the police and guild have barged into the institute wanting to question me. You people have been here for a day. Are you some sort of plague being brought down upon us? It's not their fault. This is Professor Callahan's problem. No, it's all of our problem. Katra. Don't act like you didn't know about assistants being harassed left and right. Just what did you want me to do about it in my position? It's not my place to say anything about his research. I'm sure that is one of the difficult things about being a joint venture group funded by multiple investors. But I also imagine the benefits outweigh the difficulties. Anyone could see that the professor was on a rampage, and the problems with the Orbital network and its distribution are just as clear. Let me just shoot straight with you. Was that professor linked to any strange groups? You know, like the Mafia or anything? What do you know? I'd like to believe that he wasn't, but I can't say for sure. It's pretty normal for the Institute of Science and Verne Company to accept outside funding. In other words, the ground is fertile for corruption. And I can't write off the possibility with all those new terminals he's suddenly had on him. Stop this pointless conjecture! You have no evidence. If rumors like this were to leak to the public during such a crucial time, how about acting like a leader for once in your damn life? These youngsters were hired so that the police and guild wouldn't have to get involved. And while we sit here squabbling for answers, who knows what Professor Callahan is up to? Tell me, is there ever going to be a better time than now to step up as a CEO, Bill? Duh. Supervisor. Fine. I'll tell you everything I know. But please keep this just between us. Of course, our team always keeps matters like this confidential. We're contracted with one of your biggest shareholders, the Principality of Alsame. We have nothing to gain from hurting your image, and everything to gain from earning some brownie points with Verne. Professor Callahan first began to change around a year or two ago, but received a request from the Republican Army to develop this next generation of weapons, something he excelled in. But when the time came to propose ideas, he lost in his own field. Professor Cronkite's was accepted. I knew that was it. Ever since, he's been doing research on his own like a man possessed. I don't know what it is he's started researching, but whatever it was, it required an immense amount of capital and manpower. There came a point where he started seeking out every sponsor he could. Then half a year ago, I heard a place called the Ankerville Company offered an unprecedented amount of money. That name. So it got caught in your information network too, eh? Don't tell me this is the same thing as in Langport. Indeed, the Ankerville Company, much like the Messedom Trading Company, is also one of their shell corporations. What are we talking about? A certain mafia. They're called Almata, and they're on both the guild and the police's radars. What? Professor Callahan was involved with people like that? I've heard the rumors. Been expanding their territory an awful lot of late. Just how the hell could you have overlooked something like this? It's not my fault. I only got the info the other day. And what else could I do? Do you know what could happen to me if I put a pause on research for the Mafia? Think about the poor assistants who ended up helping them without even realizing it. So after losing against the genius professor, he started focusing entirely on his own research. My bet's that he's sticking to his same field of expertise. And if the Mafia has invested massive funds into his work, I have a bad feeling about this, a really bad feeling. Yeah. The network delay that dropped down to 0.35% has gotten worse again as of this morning too. That makes it highly possible that he's continuing his research in another location. But just where on earth could that be? Sounds like we got a good old-fashioned manhunt on our hands. We're gonna be combing through this place way more than we did yesterday. I take it there are no objections? I don't like it, but I know it must be done. Better give our cards the proper rank then. Fine, give me your cards. Oh, I wanted to see it go up. Oh. It's like, yeah, we saw it as B, but I wanted to see it go from C to B. It's the little things, you know. Rank B, the certification level you mentioned. The one that almost never gets issued. I'm not trying to bitch, but may as well just give us rank A at this point. Don't ask for the impossible. Besides, we'll be able to get around much better than we could yesterday with these. Let's get to work. Time to get one over the Mafia.
I have a favor to ask.
Do you?
If at all possible, do you think I could accompany you?
I would expect it. Oh?
As Professor Hamilton's student, this situation with Professor Callahan isn't entirely unrelated to me, and I very much consider it my job to do something about it in her stead. Please, let me come with you.
Katra. Yeah, that's fine with me. But just to give you a heads up, our work takes priority. That means you're gonna be tagging along while we take care of business. That gonna be a problem? You mean like yesterday? That's fine. I wouldn't even mind helping out if there's anything I can do. Well, we're counting on you guys. I'll reach out to my contacts and see what I can dig up while you're at it. Just don't do anything too crazy, okay, Katra? Don't worry so much, Essie. I'm in good company. But whatever it takes, I'm determined to set things right that once went wrong and hope that my next leap will be the leap home, while she's not here to do it herself. I know. I'll start talking to any dealers who supply Professor Callahan with parts. If I hear anything back, I'll let you know. Take good care of that boy. Yep, you got it. By the way, Anyas, it glowed last night, didn't it? It did, yes. Most likely at the same time as when Professor Callahan's final transmission went out. We're getting close then. Yes. The last time the Genesis glowed like that was... what are you talking about? What's a Genesis? Don't worry about it. Work stuff. I'm sure we'll fill you in eventually. I hope you don't mind, Katra. If you say so, must be something that could take a while to explain. So where should we start? If possible, I'd like to first speak to Yang. You would better know him as Professor Cronkite. The guy our missing professor had beef with, right? Yeah, I bet he'd know a thing or two about his research. Sounds good to me. Plus, I think it's about time we have a little talk with yesterday's client. The anonymous one? Not so anonymous to us at this point. Come on, let's settle the score. So we'll be making the rounds through Newtown and the Artisanal District before heading to the Institute of Science. That sounds perfect. Then may day 2 of our work begin! Let's see if we got a 4 SPG. Katra joined the party.
I see.
Do you? Well, no 4 SPG here, but there is one around apparently. Oh, there's one up there as well. Let's have a look at the Artisanal District one, though.
Off we go.
Do we have, though, as well, on our to-do list? No free time, so very well. Always worth checking, always worth checking.
What do we have here?
Looks like we got a 4 SPG. Info leak. Some classified information got stolen. Before things blow up, I want you to get it back. Please keep this a secret from any Vern employees. I'll be waiting in the hotel lobby.
Interesting. So these are the sorts of odd jobs you take on?
Yeah, the requests are a little under the table in nature. They're hard to bring up to the guild.
I'm assuming you mean over here. Because otherwise, why did I have to travel over here to go back to the hotel in Newtown?
Time to depart.
Never underestimate the Vern.
Oh no, never underestimate them. Hello? Yeah, Harrison, right? Van Arkwright Solutions. You got a 4SPG for us? Oh, thank the goddess. I could really use your help. How so? Could you fill us in on the details? You're from Vern's Weapon Development Division, right? That's right, Wait a minute, are you... Catrasilesian? Hold on. Why is he here? Did I not specify that this would be kept secret from the Institute? Your request asks for secrecy from Vern employees and not Institute of Science personnel. And anyway, Catra here ain't a researcher today. He's working with me. For reasons. We won't know how to help you if you don't tell us what the problem is. I feel like this might be related to Professor Callahan's situation. Alright. But please keep this under wraps. If CEO Torzend hears about this, Oh, God has helped me. I can't promise that. It depends on the severity of your situation. But I can promise that I'll hear you out before making any moves. Regaining that classified info is in our best interest at any rate. Anything beyond that, well, that's the Spriggan's jurisdiction. Well, ain't the kid awfully bossy? Fine, I can work with that. Just let me explain myself in full, please, and preferably in private. So, well, there's no good way I can phrase this. I got caught in a honey trap. Whoa! Oh, I've heard of those! They crop up a lot in books and films. I guess life really does imitate art. Well, the way I see it, that ain't really a problem on its own. She leave you blue-balled and bankrupt or what? Well, stop beating around the bush. The more we know, the sooner we can get cracking. I know, it was late last night. I had just gotten off my shift at work. I had with me that briefcase with the classified documents in it, as discussed earlier. And that was when I bumped into her, a hostess. She said she fell out with a regular customer she was fond of. She looked awful. But then one thing led to another and we drank together at Hotel Ingress. Yeah, and what did that lead to? Spit something more at us, why don't you? That's enough! Do I really need to go into more detail? Down, Aaron. Your snide little quips aren't helping. Catra is already on Aaron's case. So what happened afterward? I don't remember, honestly. I couldn't keep my eyes open. When I came to, it was already the next morning. By then, she was long gone and she'd taken the briefcase with her. I panicked. I heard about 4SPG requests, so I sent one in to try and save face. Bringing classified materials to a romantic tryst is rash, to say the least. I know, just with security clearance and all, I figured it would be safe. Indeed, the security card system has made outside attempts at data breaches difficult. Perhaps that was what led them to target an insider like yourself. So, you'll take it? You'll take it, right? We have to act fast or that briefcase is as good as gone. What should we do, Van? Gotta accept, haven't we? Alright, we'll take it. Phew, thank you so much. I can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. That means you're dying. What? Thank you, Van. I can't overlook this myself. So just to make sure, have you contacted the hotel and asked if they still have it? You might have just left it at the bar or elsewhere. They have a lot of lost and found for those sorts of things, I believe. Imagine that was it. Like, they check in like, oh, yeah, you left it on the table. We just took it in for safekeeping. Like, oh, quest done. Bidding, or whatever the noise is. Actually, that's a good point. I was so panicked that I just assumed it was stolen. Let's hit up the hotel first then. If they have it, case closed. Might not even charge you for that one. But if it was stolen, then we're on the case. Well, we might be on the case, depends if we can find it. Right, that's fine by me. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, but we don't have anything of that description. We ask our guests to return any missing items they found, but we haven't seen nor heard of a briefcase. Housekeeping has cleaned your room already, but they didn't find anything there either. Well, right. It does sound like it was stolen, then, and that brings us to our mystery woman. By the by, did you happen to see a hostess or hostess-esque woman leaving the hotel yesterday morning? A hostess? No, not that I recall. I see, very odd. So where could she have gone in that time? She works here. Anybody in general leave around that time then? Yes actually. There was a researcher who rushed out of the hotel that morning. She looked like she was in a hurry. And did she? Yeah, I think she did. She might have had a case with her. A researcher. You know, now that I think about it, she was really sharp. She knew far more about engineering than the layman should. I had been talking to her about my job and she was asking me really in-depth questions about the tech I brought up. Well, sounds like her hostess gig's BS then. And the scientist act too. Yeah, she knows more than she lets on. That puts the honey trap theory back on the table. That means the hunt is on. We'll handle the investigation from here. I think we've got enough to go on now. Right. Thank you ever so much. So we have a general idea of who the suspect is. Now, how do we find her? Process of elimination, I'm thinking. We could try to figure out where she couldn't be. Let's go over the briefcase before that. First step here would be figuring out a motive. What was in there and why was she after it? That's classified info, as I'm sure I don't need to remind you. But, well, yeah. We do need to know. Van, can I trust you? Trust is everything in this line of work. Your secrets are safe with us, promise. Yeah. That has to be the case. Like, if he's more in the grey area of this type of stuff, like, it needs to be someone you can trust, otherwise he's never gonna get any business. Simple as that. Alright. Harrison, if you would fill us in. Okay, fine. So they're blueprints for a new orbital gun, plus some other design documents. The military is planning to adopt them soon. We've been getting our parts and assembly pipelines ready. If those design docs were to fall into foreign hands, yes, that would be a problem. It does explain why its contents were so highly classified. Well, hopefully it doesn't come to that. But if they do get the docs, making the actual gun won't be so easy. It uses some very rare, very complicated metal alloys. And as far as I'm aware, only Basil has the custom-made machining tools required to work with them. You said the thief was well versed with engineering. She might realize she needs those alloys once she starts reading the documents. Could she still be in the city then, trying to procure some alloy for herself? You can't just work with them by hand. The alloys are useless without those special tools. And you can't buy them from the Vern store unless you show them your certification card. So even if she knew she needed the alloys, she shouldn't be able to use them. She didn't steal your certification card too, did she? She shouldn't have. Oh. No. Oh dear, dude. Harrison frantically searched his pockets, but his certification card was absent. Are you kidding me? Not my certification card too? Oh no. Yeah, figured as much. She already had you wrapped around her finger. Betcha she went to the Vern store with it. Let's head over there and ask around. You just sit tight till we've finished our investigation. We'll keep you posted. Okay, good luck. Right, off to the Vern store then. Dude has no luck whatsoever, does he? He really does not. Hey, it's the RC kids. Cool. Anyway. Welcome. Well, always good to see Institute folks. What can I do for you? Yes, hello. We have a question. So, did a female researcher come by the store this morning? Yeah, somebody came by earlier today. Looked like a researcher to me. She was a real looker, I remember that much. She dropped by right after we opened. I see. Did she buy anything? She did, yeah. She asked for some alloy machining tools. It was a bit of a strange ask. But she had a certification card on her, so yeah. I went ahead and got those for her. She also asked where she could get the alloys themselves. Maybe she needed them for a project or something? Anyway, I told her they might be able to help her over at Giscard's. So that's where our little fox ran off to. We best hurry. Thanks for the info. Alright, so to the artisanal district. Giscard's.
Let's do this.
Let's do it! Yeah! Not here though. Well, if it isn't Katra, what's got you looking so serious? I had a quick question for you, if you don't mind. Have you had a woman from the Institute come by looking for metal alloys? Huh, it's like you saw it happen. We had someone like that come by just a bit ago. She had a valid card, so I went ahead and sold her the alloys she wanted. Should I not have? Nah, don't sweat it. We just need to talk with her about something. I see. Well, I guess that's fair. Oh, now that you mention it, actually, she said something about heading off to Le Bourg after she was done with her business here in Basel. Right to the road! I had to guess she probably made for the canyon? Thing is, she was driving some sporty ETWS make, so you probably couldn't catch her if you tried. Well, that gives us a good idea of where she is. At any rate, thank you. Should we head over to the canyon then? I mean, it's not like we can catch her if we do. You heard the man. No, northeast is where we're heading. Why? That's the complete opposite direction. Think about it. We're dealing with somebody who's making off with classified info and trying to shake the cops off her tail. So why would she just tell some rando where she's going? She ain't gonna leave a trail like that. That does make sense, but then why did she tell Eugen she was going to Le Bourg? To deceive him, I suspect? She may very well have known she's being followed. Having stolen top secret intel, she's likely trying to throw authorities off her trail. That does make sense. It's exactly what a criminal would do. I agree with Van then. Let's head for the highway toward Edith. Yeah, once we're back in Newtown, we can hop in my car and hunt them down. Van's car can be taken from the road under the motor pavilion. Didn't I know that already? Isn't it just down here? Like that? But the motor pavilion? It's like... Guess not. It's like, it's like the motor pavilion is... Is it on here? What's the closest? Arms, maybe? Drugs, actually, probably.
Let's be on our way.
Yeah, it's where all the cars are, isn't it? Yeah, down here. It's just I expected to be at the car. So it's like underneath. I'm trying to go down there. I need to go down here. Hop in, gang. We're taking the truck. We need to catch her before it's too late. Yep. Pursue the researcher. Oh, she's a comfy ride, right? It is comfortable, yes, but I don't think now is the time to be discussing that. Just hurry up, please. We have to make sure that classified information doesn't fall into the wrong hands. Yeah. Oh, I think that's the car. Looks like she's about to stop. I'm gonna pull over too, so get ready. Boop, 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 boop. Yes, I've left Basil with the documents in hand. I also procured the special tools and alloys, even if it was outside the scope of the mission. But that aside, everything has gone according to plan. I will have to let you go for a moment. I'll call back shortly. Get back in the car, quick. Drive. I believe we have found our perpetrator. This is the honey-trapped girl. Yeah, I'd hit that. Oh dear. Thought my little ruse would have bought me more time. Do not appear to be associated with the police or Marduk. Perhaps you might be interested in negotiating. I can offer you a substantial reward if you let me go. Tempting, but nah. Normally I'd be up for a little wheeling and dealing, but I've got a pair of scrutinizing eyes on me. Afraid you're just gonna have to hand over the case. Just what exactly would you have done had I not tagged along? Oh my. Researcher from the Institute is here too? Jabus! Well, I'm sorry to disappoint, but the case stays with me. I'll give you two options. Go back to Basil empty-handed or return in body bags. We will never agree to your terms. I concur. We'll instead opt for the third option. Fight. That Orbital gun design looks eerily familiar. It must be... Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Monsters appeared? What? She had monsters this whole time? Someone came prepared. Not like it'll make any difference, though. We'll make mincemeat of them in seconds flat. Probably will.
Look out! There's so many of them!
We're alright. Hello!
My move now!
Right, so art's what we got here.
Got a whole slew of them.
Go with that.
Initiating drive. I won't let this chance slip by.
Certain arts ought to be effective.
Yeah, but I'm thinking a swap here with Ferry.
Up to you. I'm on the scene. I'll round them up and
make it count.
Can I get a bit closer? No, we'll go with that.
Too late. You're toast.
Hanyas!
Make it count.
Activating drive.
Activating combat mode.
That's far enough.
Is it?
I'll take care of them.
Yeah.
Initiating drive.
Well, we should have a few casts going up.
Eat this!
Ooh. Looks a bit like... Done.
Here goes.
There goes.
If you're going to boost, I do it now.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I'll get them all at once.
Pull out all the stops.
I'm gonna go with a glow hammer.
Activating skill.
Here I come. Ha!
Not got the CP that I need, that's the issue.
A chance.
A chance! Yeah, go on, we'll throw it out.
I've got this. Great circle of light. Give unto us the breath of life.
Exchange limit increased.
Okay.
Got a whole slew of them.
Go with the acid cloud.
Pardon me. Do your worst.
Please don't do your worst.
I'll round them up and scatter them. Flames.
Stop right there.
There!
I'm going.
Nicely done, nicely done. I'm gonna go with your crafts a little. Optical cannon.
Activating skill.
Locking on. Fire! Yeah! Got it!
Here goes.
One skill coming right up. There we go.
There we go. Now we know. Now we know. No way, how could I possibly have lost? Checkmate. Now give up the goods. And while you're at it, answer me this. What organization do you belong to? Who hired you? I can answer that in her stead. I recognize that particular gun model. She's likely associated with Zect Arms. You mean that new weapons manufacturer? If I'm remembering things right, their names started making the rounds during the war with the Empire. Correct, they are similar to Marduk in some respects, although they are not nearly as large an enterprise. Their ambitions for weapons development, however, are quite ferocious. They've been aggressive with expanding their market share of late. And now they're sending out spies to do their dirty work? Damn. That's low. Can't say I disagree. Stealing technology from competitors is hardly an ethical business practice. Tch. Now then, I suppose we'd better get this stuff back to our client. We should also take her back with us. Could you restrain her for me, Farida? On it. And now don't move. Yes, this all looks right. Thank the goddess it's all still there. Thank you so much for getting the briefcase back. That's a relief. Is this case closed then? Well, I hope it's closed. Oh no, it looks like they broke into it. She knew to procure the right alloys and their tools, so I think she probably got to read the documents. The information itself has likely reached Zect Arms already. How they plan to utilize that information, I'm not sure. But simply having Republic schematics will give them an advantage in their own research and development. This is bad, really bad. There has to be something we could do to stop that, but what? There's another card we can play, but you might not like it. We could bring in some groups to help us out, but then, well, they'll know. This matter concerns more than just you now. There are far-reaching industrial secrets at stake. It would be in your best interest to swallow your pride and consult the authorities. Alright, fine, the company can know. What's your plan? Well, if we want to stay on good terms with the boys in blue, then we should probably bring this to Vern and let them work with the police themselves. Whole thing will be blown wide open at that point, but client made his bed there. That'll at least stop the intel from spreading. Or we can call some friends in other places. We hit up the second lieutenant and the CID will have this snuffed out in no time. I think they'll be happy with an industrial spy as down payment. Yeah, it's like the CID is what I'm thinking. Let's give the CID a call. The second lieutenant just so happens to be in the area, so she could be able to cover it. The CID? Why go all the way up to them? Wouldn't the police be better suited for a local investigation? Nah, the police can't do much about the big picture. This will really throw a wrench in her plans. But better or worse, the police stick to the letter of the law. The CID? They don't really answer to anything. Justice is blind, but they've got eyes everywhere. Zect Arms as a whole ain't going anywhere once they're done with this perp. I see. Well, that should be fine then. We'll contact the CID if it's all the same to you. Yeah, I don't really have a choice. I need to bite the bullet and confess. Just be careful, it might hurt your teeth. Then it's settled. Rosette, can you call up the CID? Certainly. Before long, Second Lieutenant Kayla and her CID accompaniment arrived at the scene. The spy was taken into CID custody, followed shortly by cutthroat negotiations with Zect Arms. The client did ultimately confess to his error. However, because he nonetheless helped the CID apprehend the spy, they conveniently expunged his name from their report to the Verne Company. Seriously, I can't thank you guys enough. Without your help, that briefcase would have done some serious damage in the wild. I think it's probably for the best that we can sorted the CID as much as I don't want to. Yeah, sucks that we couldn't honor the original request, but nah, we got brownie points with the CID. And you still got a clean sheet. Yeah. Feel a bit guilty getting off scot-free, but, well, I can't complain about that, can't I? I mean, you're paying us, it's not scot-free. Thank you for concocting such an airtight plan. I need to excuse myself for a minute now. They'd like to question me. Best of luck.
That's a wrap.
Mira deposit confirmed.
Yeah, see, not free, we got money. We got money. Bit of chaos, bit of chaos. Oh, grey up to 3. I was gonna say, what's that gonna be? Let's have a gander. Obviously, we'll get that done. But Orbit.
Activating maintenance mode.
Want to go back a bit. We got the Pockle. So we got Law. Oh, so much better. Sorry, Pockle.
This is MKESV004. Mayor.
Yes. Because, yeah, 66. Like, 66. Like, Pockle, you're up to 44. It's like 66. Like, that on Grey, that puts you at over 100% on evasion. Like, we can afford to lose 5? Can't we? Or is that... Am I right on that? Like, hold on. No, wait, hold on. It's like... No, I can lose quite a bit more than that. Like, it's 15 I can lose, isn't it? Where can I lose that? I like the crit on that one. So it's like, hold on. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, let's go back to the gladiator headband. For that. I'm very, 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 very much happy with that. Could still lose a bit more, but the crit's nice there, so. I mean, that's just fine anyway. Got the evasion from that. We could probably change out from that now as well. Take us down to 39, so we should be fine. I do like the speed. Yeah, we'll go with the quick trigger there. So it's like, okay, so with Van currently as he is. Let me make sure we're right there. So yeah, 66 plus 39 makes us have like what 105? So could we lose another 5? 6 there, we don't want to do that. The other one's a 6. Like, that's a shame. So no, not really. We'll get to 99 if I got rid of one of them. Like, if my maths is correct. Not entirely sure. But we're going to end this part here. And in the next part, we'll see what's going on at the Basel Institute.
Let's get going.
So we have a green exclamation thing over here. And it's another 4 SPG. So we'll see about that 4 SPG at the start of the next part. Ta-da for now.